The freedom to travel is a fundamental human right, one that transcends borders and cultures. It allows us to explore the world, connect with others, and pursue opportunities that enrich our lives. In the United States, this right is deeply intertwined with our history and enshrined in our Constitution, reflecting the values of freedom and independence. From the earliest days of our nation, the ability to move freely has been essential to our individual liberty and our collective prosperity, shaping the American spirit. Our forefathers recognized that the right to travel is not merely about physical movement, it encompasses much more. It is about freedom of association, freedom of commerce, and the ability to seek new horizons. It is also about the pursuit of happiness, a core principle that drives human endeavor. It is about the ability to live our lives without undue government interference, ensuring our personal freedoms. This right, however, is not absolute and must be balanced with societal needs. The government can impose reasonable restrictions on travel, such as requiring driver's licenses or imposing speed limits, to ensure public safety and order, maintaining a balance between freedom and regulation. However, any restrictions on travel must be justified by a legitimate government interest, and must not be overly burdensome, preserving the essence of our freedoms. In today's world, where governments and powerful interests are increasingly seeking to control our movements, it is more important than ever to understand and defend our right to travel, a right that is constantly evolving. This essay will explore the legal foundations of this right, delving into its historical context and significance. We will examine key legal cases that have shaped its interpretation, providing a comprehensive understanding of its scope. Finally, we will provide practical tools for citizens to protect their freedom of movement, empowering individuals to stand up for their rights. The right to travel is not explicitly mentioned in the U.S. Constitution. However, the Supreme Court has consistently recognized it as a fundamental right protected by the 14th Amendment's Privileges or Immunities Clause. This clause prevents states from making or enforcing any law that abridges the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States. The court has interpreted the Privileges or Immunities Clause to protect a range of fundamental rights, including the right to travel. This right is essential to the concept of a national citizenship and a unified nation. It ensures that citizens can move freely and maintain the integrity of the nation. The right to travel encompasses three key aspects. 1. The right to interstate travel. This is the right to travel freely between states without unreasonable restrictions. It allows citizens to explore the diverse landscapes and cultures within the country. It ensures that citizens can move freely within the country to live, work, and pursue opportunities. This freedom is vital for economic growth and personal development. 2. The right to intrastate travel. This is the right to travel freely within a state. It allows individuals to engage with their local communities and access essential services. It protects the ability of citizens to move about their own communities and participate in local affairs. This right fosters a sense of belonging and community engagement. 3. The right to international travel. This is the right to leave and enter the United States. It enables citizens to experience different cultures and broaden their horizons. It allows citizens to engage with the rest of the world, whether for business, pleasure, or family reasons. This right is crucial for maintaining international relationships and personal connections. One of the earliest and most significant cases upholding the right to travel was Crandall v. Nevada, 1868. In this case, the state of Nevada attempted to impose a tax on every person leaving the state by stagecoach. The Supreme Court struck down the tax, ruling that it violated the fundamental right to travel. The court recognized that the right to travel is essential to the concept of a national citizenship. It held that citizens have the right to access the federal government, participate in interstate commerce, and freely migrate from one state to another. The court emphasized that the right to travel is a fundamental aspect of personal liberty and national unity. The Crandall case established a clear precedent that states cannot erect barriers to interstate travel. This principle remains a cornerstone of the right to travel today. In Thompson v. Smith, 1990, the Supreme Court addressed the issue of racial discrimination in the context of the right to travel. The case involved a Virginia law that prohibited individuals from assembling on public highways for the purpose of intimidating others. The court ruled that, while the state had a legitimate interest in preventing intimidation and preserving order, the law was unconstitutionally vague and overbroad. It found that the law could be used to suppress peaceful protests and other forms of protected speech. The Thompson case is significant because it reaffirms that the right to travel includes the right to assemble and associate with others, regardless of race or other protected characteristics. It highlights the importance of protecting the right to travel from discriminatory laws and practices. Section 5, Murdoch v. Pennsylvania. Protecting the right to travel for work. In Murdoch v. Pennsylvania back in 1943, the Supreme Court addressed the right to travel in the context of work and commerce. The case involved a group of Jehovah's Witnesses who were arrested and fined for distributing religious literature without a license. The witnesses argued that the licensing requirement violated their First Amendment rights to free speech and free exercise of religion. The court agreed with the witnesses, finding that the licensing requirement was an unconstitutional burden on their religious practices. The court also recognized that the right to travel includes the right to travel for work and engage in commerce. The Murdoch case is important because it recognizes that the right to travel is not limited to leisure or personal reasons. It also protects the ability of individuals to earn a living and contribute to the national economy. Section 6. Federal Protections. Shielding your right to travel. In addition to the constitutional protections, the right to travel is also safeguarded by federal statutes. These laws provide additional legal avenues for individuals to challenge government actions that infringe on their right to move freely. Title 18, U.S.C., Sections 241 and 242, are criminal statutes that prohibit conspiracies to deprive individuals of their civil rights, including the right to travel. These laws can be used to prosecute individuals who use force, threats, or intimidation to interfere with another person's right to travel. Title 42, U.S.C., Section 1983, is a civil statute that allows individuals to sue state and local government officials who violate their constitutional rights. This law provides a powerful tool for individuals to seek redress for unlawful detentions, unreasonable searches and seizures, and other violations of their right to travel. Section 7. Asserting your rights, the notice of intent to sue. One effective tool for defending your right to travel is a notice of intent to sue. This is a legal document that informs a government agency or official that you believe they have violated your rights and that you intend to file a lawsuit if they do not take corrective action. A notice of intent to sue should clearly state the facts of the alleged violation, the legal basis for your claim, and the specific relief you are seeking. It should be sent by certified mail with a return receipt requested to ensure that the recipient receives it. While not required in all cases, sending a notice of intent to sue can be a powerful way to resolve a dispute without going to court. It can also strengthen your legal position if you do need to file a lawsuit. Section 8. The Right to Travel Card, a powerful tool in your pocket. Another valuable resource for defending your right to travel is a right to travel card. This card, available from various legal organizations, provides a concise summary of your rights and relevant legal precedents. The right to travel card typically includes a statement of your right to travel under the Constitution and federal law, a list of common law enforcement tactics that may violate your rights, instructions on how to assert your rights if you are stopped or detained, and contact information for legal assistance. Carrying a right to travel card with you can serve as a reminder of your rights and provide you with crucial information during an encounter with law enforcement. It can also help to de-escalate a situation and prevent your rights from being violated. Section 9. Safeguarding freedom, your right, your responsibility. The right to travel is a cornerstone of a free and open society. It is a privilege that allows us to explore new horizons, meet diverse people, and experience different cultures. It allows us to connect with others, pursue opportunities, and live our lives with dignity and autonomy. This freedom enriches our lives and broadens our perspectives. However, this right is not self-executing. It doesn't just exist on its own. It needs to be actively maintained and protected. It requires vigilance and a willingness to defend it against those who would seek to restrict it. We must be prepared to stand up for our rights. By understanding the legal foundations of the right to travel, we empower ourselves with knowledge. Familiarizing ourselves with key legal precedents helps us to better navigate and protect our freedoms. Utilizing practical tools, such as the Notice of Intent to Sue and the Right to Travel card, ensures we have the means to assert our rights when necessary. We can all play a role in safeguarding this fundamental freedom for ourselves and future generations. It is a collective responsibility. Remember, eternal vigilance is the price of liberty. We must always be watchful and proactive. The right to travel, like all our freedoms, is precious and must be actively protected. It is a vital part of our identity. Let us all be guardians of this right, standing together to ensure its preservation, ensuring that it remains a vibrant part of the American heritage, a legacy we can be proud of.